Alrighty, so I've been committed to this idea of beating a Swarm Extreme League of Legends game by not moving at all. Now, I did it with Briar, and honestly, there's a loophole where you can kind of do it with her, but to be honest, you still kind of moved, right? So, I'm full max anima power, I have 100, and I decided let's do some challenges, and obviously, I think this one is one of the most curious ones to do there, right? Now, this challenge, I think you can actually do it on Yasuo, but he does move a fair bit, and with Riven, well, she kind of requires to move everywhere. So anyone who has like a dash, I didn't really want to do or try this challenge with. I want to try it with someone who can sit still, go AFK, and basically get the job down. And obviously, I even looked throughout the levels, you know, could we do it on the second level against Briar? Turns out we can't because there's some range minions which just kill you. The third level has an elite spawn, which it spawns at literally like 30 seconds and it just runs over you when you don't have any guns. And then the fourth one, well, that's just way harder than the first one. I do think Briar or Yasuo can do the fourth one, but otherwise that one's kind of hard to do, since at the end the spire kind of pulls you and you have to run from the ocean. So I decided the first level is probably the most easiest one to do, and probably the only one that's really reliable to do finishing this no move challenge. Yeah, rules are simple. You can't move. Briar and Yasuo are moving because they're dashing. Now, if you warp or teleport, it doesn't count. If your abilities make you move, that does count as moving. So yeah, you get the idea. So I had an idea of saying, hey, what if we tried this with Leona? She seems easy, right? Well, she kind of has a problem where she is not a range champ and she's just kind of tanky. But if she can't take out the monsters around her, well, it's going to be a little hard unless she has infinite ability haste. Yeah, I mean, you saw me kind of almost die to Thanos. He almost kicked my ass, but we're still alive. And some guns you want to look for this run are Yumi bot, because you can't really move and she'll pick up everything. Ice armor is also good, and in my opinion, if you need to beat Rek'Sai, you need to go crossbow and Uwu blaster. Now, one problem is you can't really pick up cards, so you never have it evolve unless it spawns between you, where you are right now, and Rek'Sai, and when she pulls you to her arena, you'll be pulled towards onto the cards and get them. It's the only way to get them, so don't expect to get evolved weapons unless maybe that happens, and it's kind of RNG depending on when the mini boss spawns between you and Rek'Sai. Now, when it comes to passives, what I like to look for is crit chance, so we can kill Rek'Sai faster, ability haste, because you know, more shields, especially on Leona, maximum health, armor for sure. Oh yeah, don't forget, ability haste also helps Uwu blaster evolve if we can get that, and basically a bunch of defensive things. Damage passive isn't really something I'm looking for, because I died. Alright, so after this, you know, the first champion that comes to mind when you're doing a challenge like this is honestly Illaoi. But right before Leona, I did try Illaoi. The thing is with Illaoi, you get health regen, you get more tentacles when you stay still. Like, it's just the ultimate champion for doing this type of challenge, right? A little bit different augments you would need, such as like Yumi bot, which is, I think everyone needs a little Yumi bot in their life. With duration, you can't really go crit, so when it comes to single target DPS against Rek'Sai and you gotta beat her really fast, she's kind of not it in terms of tentacle power. Like, you kind of have to go crit chance to make Uwu blaster and crossbow good, so I'm not really too much of a fan of her, but she is really good for like the early levels. In fact, she can CC people if they get too close, such as Thanos. You can press E, if that makes sense, and or your tentacles will just basically kill everything around you. Now, the run does sound relatively easy, as what can really kill you, right? It's like everything just dies around you. You've got tentacles, so relatively easy run, right? Well, wrong, because around 8 minutes 30 seconds, a mini boss with a very awesome long range ulti comes to kill you and you can't do anything about it. Yep, that's right. You heard it first. It's Kog'Maw, and I can't do anything about it because I can't move and I don't know what to do. I do have Iceborne Gauntlet and I die. So what can we do about this little problem we ran into? Even Nocturne doesn't even pose a threat to Illaoi, but this Kog'Maw champion does pose a threat to me, as I can CC the Nocturne and make sure they don't hit me, and they die quite a bit, and a little bit of RNG, problem solved, right? But Kog'Maw, what can we do? We can't play Illaoi. She has no invulnerability animations, she has no shield. We can't stall. It's kind of doomed. So we switch to someone who might be able to do this. That's right, Seraphine. Yeah, it doesn't make sense why I picked her, but to be honest, think about it. She has a shield, she has range, and she has invulnerability with her ultimate. And she doesn't have a dash, so it fits our requirements of not someone who can move towards Briar or Yasuo. So I don't know. I decided, hey, she looks like a good candidate for this. But then I ran into a small Thanos problem. Yeah, the first mini boss. Yeah, this guy can he can kill me. I'm pretty squishy as Seraphine. I'm a ranged champion. My base stats don't have a lot of armor, so he absolutely destroys me. And we found problem number one. I don't know how to handle this person except getting ultimate. Well, actually the combo would be something like you press E and then use your ultimate, but he's still a little scary. He almost kills us. In some of the runs I've done, he did kill us, but fortunately for this one, he didn't. As for guns, I'm looking probably for Yumi Bot, Uwu Blaster, Crossbow, and as well as Iceborne Gauntlet to nullify any kind of damage, but unfortunately I didn't get Iceborne Gauntlet for my third gun. It's going to be Vortex Glove, which is fine, I think. We still have some invulnerability, but we need Yumi Bot to pick up everything around us. So yeah, I mean, everything's looking great. I only have 1 point in Yumi Bot just because it's just a pickup tool, you know. And then we ran into the Nocturne problem and died. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't press any of my abilities E and R. I didn't think Nocturne would do that much damage, and I wasn't really paying attention. But it turns out I should pay attention. Also, apparently I got really lucky facing the first Thanos, as I'm not really doing a lot to the second Thanos, as he is not taking any damage and he's just sitting on top of me and I'm dead. So I have to think about my early game plan to get through this Thanos guy, right? But yeah, I think maybe to get through Thanos you need an early game gun. You can't really have too much augments. Your auto attack pistol thing is not really something that'll take him down. It's kind of like an AoE slow device. And yeah, we just have our crossbow this time, Vortex Glove, and we can get easily through him. We just have to R his second auto attack and we're good to go. And then we just E. Looks like we're good. You know, all right, how about we just go guns that are pretty useful, and we got, you know, Yumi, Uwu Blaster, and Iceborne Gauntlet, and we should be able to take 4 attacks instead of 3. So we take 1 here. Oh, we actually pressed the shield because we forgot about our Iceborne Gauntlet, but he's going down relatively fast because of Uwu Blaster. So yeah, apparently Uwu Blaster just does a bunch of DPS even when it's level 1. So we just needed a decent gun that had single target DPS. The next problem we had to face were the double brother Nocturne brothers. So this obstacle, I'm going to press E whenever they dash into me. Thankfully, I do have Iceborne Gauntlet, so one of the damage attacks is nullified, but the other one did hit me for a very, very high damage, and I do have an invulnerability, so we can use that on the second round, and our Uwu Blaster just takes them out because they do have relatively low hit points. So we finally cleared the Nocturne brothers. And yeah, it looks like we're off to a good start. We actually have everything we wanted. We have Uwu Blaster, we have Yumi Bot, we have Iceborne Gauntlet, and we have the crossbow. We do have also a crit augment, so that's nice for the crossbow. We're just looking for ability haste, maybe damage. Actually, we don't care about damage too much since we'll get upgrades off it. Like I said, usually in these runs you can't do Yumi quests or Bel'Veth quests. On Briar we could, because we could move around, but on this champion, it's just guns, purely guns, right? So what I want to do is look for armor, look for crit chance, look for projectile count, and ability haste, and yeah, we should be able to upgrade. Oh wait, we can't evolve because we can't move. Even though the cards are literally to the left of us, we can't get them because we can't move. We can actually get the one on top right of us because Rek'Sai will move us, but other than that, we can't really do much. So it's kind of a problem. But the real reason why we picked Seraphine was because of the Kog'Maw problem. We think that we can use surround sound to give us a shield, and then we can use invulnerability, or maybe just even stop them from coming to us. Usually Kog'Maws spawn around 8 minutes, so I'm looking to stall them for a bit because eventually they'll just walk towards you. And yeah, I think Seraphine can stall a very long time to eventually do that. And by very long, I mean like 5 seconds, I guess, but hopefully it just does the trick. And you can see the Kog'Maws have spawned on the map, but for some reason, they're not coming towards me. They're just glitched. They haven't shot anything. It's 8 minutes. I'm not really too sure what's going on. I'm actually really confused, but it seems like they're just drifting off and not aggroing me. They're kind of aggroing to the corners, and they haven't spotted me yet, question mark. And if you speed up the video, yeah, they're not coming to me. They're just going to a corner and just sitting there, and I'm fine with that because I'm down to sit in the middle. And yeah, it's lit. I don't know. I don't know if maybe Seraphine glitches them, or because she's just so awesome that she just makes Kog'Maws go to the corner. I don't know, but yeah, we don't have to deal with them. So I'm pretty sure it's a glitch. Maybe it's her size. You're not like that size, but like literally her character size model, and like allowing Leona bigger, right? So maybe it's like character size model. I have no idea, but they didn't come to us. I'm happy, and this Nami wave ult is easy to deal with since I do have Iceborne Gauntlet, and we have a lot of damage, and we have surround sound as well as invulnerability. So like nothing is really a threat to us except Nocturnes, which we've already dealt with. And now I'm actually cooking up a way on how to get these cards to the left of me. There is a way to get them, and it's actually a really interesting way, because what I want to do, maybe I can move somehow. I can't use WASD again, but maybe I can move somehow where Rek'Sai pulls me into them. But honestly, I'm like, it's like kind of hard to think about. I mean, don't you just want to cheat and move to the left just for these 2 cards, literally to the left of me? I know a lot of you guys would, but I won't, because I've been doing this challenge for a while. Anyways, I don't actually have anything to evolve yet. Maybe my crossbow is level 5, but yeah, I don't really have anything evolved. But oh my god, there's a lot of people coming for me, and we all know these things were scary earlier in the game. So we use our ultimate, we pop it. Will they die? Actually, it's looking really bad. I think I might be dead, but Iceborne Gauntlet does kick in. It does kick in, and we're alive. Okay, thankfully, we're very powerful at the moment. We got all the guns we want. Yumi-bot is doing work. And now it's time to teach you guys how I got to the left without moving. And I said earlier in the run, you cannot move or dash, but you can teleport by Rek'Sai pulling you, or this little neat trick. Well, it's more like a bug, where if you guys didn't know, the recall button is actually right there. It's hidden, you cannot see it, but if you hover over where the recall button usually is in the bottom right, you can left click it, and wherever you spawned in the game is where you're going to be recalling. I'm going to show that one more time. It's going to be right here where I'm hovering my mouse, and yeah, you can recall. It's kind of useful, not really, but if you want to get back to the center, it's good for getting back to the center of most levels. But for these kind of runs where the game is pretty hard, you are restricted to doing things, I'd say, dude, bugs and stuff like that, especially, you know, speedrunners do it all the time, right? It is excellent for this type of run, especially for the situation that was brought where we had 2 cards on the floor and we had to evolve 2 guns. Because I mean, let's be honest here, if we can't move against Rek'Sai and we can't evolve any of our guns, it's probably doomed because we won't be that high level. Also, if you noticed, we're actually lined up to get dragged by Rek'Sai to pull into 2 cards, so we can actually evolve 2 more abilities before we face Rek'Sai, which is kind of insane. If we recall right now, we just kind of recall in the same spot, so it's not really like random and would put me all over the place. Otherwise, that could be kind of interesting for something like this. But yeah, at this point, nothing can really kill us. We know how to deal with Nocturne. The Inevitable is coming. We will face Rek'Sai. This Nami out doesn't mean anything. We're basically so powerful that nothing can touch us. We can go AFK. But I do want to focus on two things, which is going to be my crossbow and my Uwu Blaster. I don't really care if Yumi Bot is evolved or my Iceborne Gauntlet is evolved, because to be honest, yeah, I think it gives you a shield, but I think it's the same effect where it just stuns people. So stun is kind of useless against Rek'Sai. So I just want my DPS guns to get very high, and yeah, I'm just going to be trying to level my augments as well as my passives, mostly the damage ones. And we're at 14 minutes and 40 seconds. We're getting very close to Rek'Sai, so I did do everything I thought of. Maybe I'm going for Iceborne Gauntlet, I guess. But yeah, you never know, right? You never know, because I can't really evolve what I want, so it's okay. I'm level 32 in a run like this. If you played normally, you'd be around level 37, 40, maybe everything maxed out, but it's finally time. So Rek'Sai's gonna drag us around 50 minutes. All these kind of suck, right? I didn't really want any of this, so I'll just level a Yumi Bot. XP and duration, what would that do? Absolutely nothing, unless your R actually gives you more invulnerability, and maybe going it is good. And you can see I evolved what I wanted. My Uwu Blaster and crossbow, and it's finally time to face Rek'Sai. Oh. Oh. Oh God. Guys, this is impossible. I'm gonna die. Here it comes. It turns out we did get this far to beat Rek'Sai, but I maybe misplayed the first hit. I could have just yet let Iceborne Gauntlet take the damage, and they have another charge of E to block and another instance of damage. But to be honest, I think the Rek'Sai fight, I think you literally need to move to dodge asteroids or just have some sort of damage reduction, such as Leona. It might be actually doable on Leona, to be honest, but yeah, it's quite hard. I think maybe if I tried it on Leona, I could do it with, you know, my E, maybe having perma shield. But that was the Seraphine run, and that was the best I could ever get. So it turns out might be impossible. I mean, yes, it's possible on Briar and Yasuo to win the game, because they can kind of move and break the rules a little bit, since they're not technically using WSD. But that concludes it for Seraphine. If you like the video, make sure to like the video and all that stuff, and comment below what kind of challenge you want to see next. But I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.